Howdy, everybody. Hello. I'm alive. I live. I exist in the real world. Hi. I know I've been gone for a couple weeks now, but I'm glad to be back. Back to it. Back to Nightreign. Because I'm still enjoying it. Still having fun playing this game, even though I've done a lot in it now. But haven't given up on it yet. Eventually we'll get around to Lies of P DLC, but not today. Today, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start off doing a little bit of a tier list. Downs on top. There we go. Perfect. Alrighty. Let's turn this down a smidge. Alright, so we're looking at the classes right now. This is here. I got rid of the C and D. Honestly, I don't think the night fair that bad. I think all night fairs are viable. They can all, do well in a run. I just think some classes are inherently stronger. So we're just gonna kind of go over them real quick before we hop into it and just talk about it, because I want to just talk about the effectiveness. I know we're weeks into this game and everyone already kind of knows what works and what doesn't work right now, but even so, I feel like, adding my 2 cents in here on how I feel about all these classes after so many hours. Well, yeah, okay. We're gonna start with Wilder here. First class. Personally, I believe that Wilder is good. So I think it's a really strong class. One of the better ones in the game, I think. It's near the higher end, and I'm gonna put it A rank for sure. I don't think it's quite S, like it's not tippity top, but it's really class. Class skill is really useful. Being able to use your grappling hook to cover distance or bring yourself towards enemies or bring them towards you. Plus, you can follow it up with a big attack if you relic it out, and it's a really amazing and useful and versatile skill. His ult is super good, big damage, big stagger. You can just keep throwing it out, and you can combo your skill into his ult. Really great. Plus, he's got a very balanced stat list between strength and dex, so he's able to use such a wide variety of weapons. You can use kind of the best weapons in Elden Ring with him, all the best long swords, all the best great swords. The best weapon in base Elden Ring is the blasphemous blade, which is perfect for Wilder. So he really has access to some of the best possible weapons. Layering that with his skills and his really good relic choices, you can really go nuts with Wilder. The only reason why he's not an S personally is I feel like there are some characters who just do stuff better than him, that are just can have a stronger build than Wilder. He's on the cusp of S. He's borderline S, but I think he's not quite there. Really close though. Alright, next we got Guardian. Guardian class. Hiya! Nice to see ya. Next we got the Guardian class here. The Birdman. He's also a really good class, but definitely not above Wilder. I'm gonna put him in A as well. But below Wilder for sure. The Guardian is really good he's the perfect tank of this game. I feel like a lot of people think the Guardian is the worst class in the game because they don't really know how to use Guardian. They think that his skill is ineffective, that his ult is hard to work, and that he just doesn't seem to hit. He doesn't do much damage, He's kind of weak in all fronts, a lot of people feel. Hey, Aussie, how you doing? Nice to see you, bud. Nice to be back. But yeah, Guardian's actually a really solid class. If you figure out how to use him defensively, really make the most of his shield, he has great relics that are really lean into that. You can do a lot of guard countering passives that really help him out. His job is basically to aggro whatever boss it is and stand in front with his excuse me, stand in front with his immovable shield and just soak up the damage, reflect the damage, and keep everyone else, from being hit, essentially. And he's really good at that. Plus his ult can get up both teammates even with 3 pips. It's hard to get people up when they're like 3 pipped, when they're on the ground and they have 3 pips you have to chew through. It can be really tough, especially during fighting a Nightlord, to get that person up. And if you have both teammates down with 3 pips like that, you might as well try to solo the boss, because it's going to be really hard to get them up, either one of them. A Guardian kind of goes past that because his ult can get both of them up immediately and make them invulnerable and heal them. Amazing. Probably one of the best ultimate skills in the whole game. His regular skill's a little underwhelming, but it can stagger enemies and knock them up. You can clear like trash mobs really quickly with him, so it does have its usefulness. He does have some abilities, that's pretty good. But decent relics, decent defensibility. The only downside of Guardian really is his offensive capability, which is fairly low. You got guard countering, but that's about it. So I feel like he's still really good in everything that he does, but the reason why I'm putting him in A, in like a lower section of A, is because of his lack of like offensive options, really. He has good strength, so you could use other weapons than halberds, but mostly you're going to be using halberds or like great spears for that shield poke. You want to play as the White Witch. Oh, okay. You mean the Revenant, this chick right here? Well, I'll talk about her in a minute, so stick around, keep listening, and I'll talk about my thoughts on her as a character. We'll get to her. Alright, next we have Iron Eye, the archer of Nightreign here, the big-time archer boy. We're putting him in S. Now, Iron Eye is amazing. He's great at everything he does. Consistent DPS. More than any other class in the game, Iron Eye is consistent DPS. You're always shooting, as long as you stay at range and you just keep popping shots, you're going to be constantly damaging anything you shoot at. You just point him at something and shoot. His skill is amazing. Not only does it mark the target, but you can use his skill to evade damage. It's got a huge iframe window where you can just blast past things. You can get a relic that allows you to use it twice, which means you have so many options for evading damage or dealing extra damage. You have his amazing ult. His ult is, I want to argue and say it's the best ult in the game. It hits like a Mack truck. Its hitbox is the size of a Mack truck, and it does a ton of stagger. And if you relic it out like most Iron Eyes are going to do, it does a full poison stack on top of that. It's insane. It's really useful for getting up teammates at range as well, and just in general, he's really good at getting teammates at range. Like, if you have an Iron Eye on your team, likely you're going to get like picked up off the ground far more regularly than if you have any other class. Like, that's your teammate. Not only that, but Iron Eye's passive is he gives you better items, which means you're probably just going to have a better run in general. So Iron Eye is amazing, and you should have an Iron Eye on every run, no matter what, because he's great. He's also probably the best character to solo in the game. If you want to play by yourself and not play with any randoms or teammates, he is the best like solo character to play. He's almost too easy to play solo. He's absolutely phenomenal, and he really doesn't have any downsides, because you can, even if you want to go melee with him, you can use katanas, you can use curved swords with him. Since he has a really high dexterity, you have options with Iron Eye for sure. I'd say the only downside to him is that his damage isn't like super high. You're not going to be chunking bosses like crazy, but you will be doing consistent damage. So he's really good. Definitely one of the best classes in the game. Next we have Duchess right here. Duchess is an amazing class. Honestly, I've played a bit of her, and I am really happy with playing her. I feel like anyone. Personally, I believe that Duchess is the best class in the game. Tippity top of S. Really, really good. Amazing. She has no downsides, essentially, pretty much none. She specializes in daggers. Usually you're going to be like power stancing daggers, like dual wielding. attack really quickly, you have the Bloodborne dodge, so you have like 2 dodges from every dodge, so you have so much ability to dodge around things, dodge past things, avoid damage. She has relics that can make her regularly invisible and hard to spot. Her ult makes her hard to spot, so you're going to be backstabbing everything that you can see. Sometimes even bosses if you're able to backstab them. Really great, critical damage obviously, but she can also do crazy consistent damage. If you have a dagger that does bleed and a dagger that does frost, you're going to be stacking so much burst damage it's not even funny. On top of that, you use her skill and it activates like the last remaining damage again, so you can just like really stack on effects with her like crazy. And if you have a relic that stacks damage at the end of her combo, like her dagger combo, you can basically backstab, use her skill to get the repeat damage of the backstab. Then while they're getting up off the ground, just mash your dagger combo, and then you get that dagger combo damage again off of her relic. So she can pile on the damage like no one else. And if you have a teammate of like an executor and like a raider who are just like absolutely slamming the melee damage constantly, her using her skill just like adds on top of it, and you will see health bars melt like nothing else if you have a Duchess on your team. It's crazy. She's got a lot of versatility and a lot of skill, and really if I had to pick anything to nitpick about Duchess, it's that her ult may not be the best because it just turns everyone invisible. But it's really useful for picking people up if you're in a desperate situation, or just doing a ton of damage without the boss really knowing where to attack. So it gives you kind of a free 10 seconds or so of just really piling on the damage. Duchess is crazy. Crazy fun. She's probably one of the harder characters to play solo if you're planning on playing solo, because she really works better in a group where she's not taking the aggro. She can deal with aggro due to all of her dodging, her amazing ability to like dodge, their double dodge ability, but if you have aggro constantly on you, it's hard to really like go in because her dagger is not going to do much staggering at all. So any enemy will just poise through your attacks and hit you. So it can be tough playing solo as a Duchess. But, other than that, she's amazing. She really is amazing. Next we have Raider, big boy, biggest boy Raider, which I played a bunch of him. I think on stream, saw me play quite a bit of Raider. Personally, I believe Raider is in B tier. I honestly believe that the Raider is the worst class in the game. Now, once again, I'm not saying that Raider is terrible and unusable and it's just not viable, because he is. Every knight like fair can be used effectively and do really well. And I have a lot of experience with Raider, so I'm speaking from experience when I say I think he is the least effective knight fair out of all of them. Now, Raider can do crazy stagger, he does crazy stance damage. If you're two-handing, if you're power stance and colossal weapons, you will do big chunky damage, you'll do big chunky stagger, and then you can go straight into criticals and just hit like a frickin' truck. You can also power through attacks with his skill to you like headbutt or do his big mega punch roar, and so you feel like tanky and you feel damagey, and he can feel really good to play. The reason why I think he's the worst class in the game is stamina management. It's really hard to have good stamina management with Raider because you're doing so much jump power stance attacking, you're just blasting through your stamina really hard. And sometimes in a critical moment you need to dodge, and you've just like done your jumping attack and you can't dodge because you have no stamina to do so. So stamina management can be very tough with Raider. The other downside I'd say is he's slow. Because you're doing so much jump attacking, because your attack's so slow with these huge weapons, you can find yourself swinging and missing, or just not being able to get, close enough to Nightlords specifically. I think like he's the weakest when fighting Nightlords, is because they move around so much, it can be hard to stay on them and do consistent damage, because he's much slower due to all of these slow attacks. Stamina difficulty managing stamina. Other than that, his skill is almost useless against most Nightlords because of how mobile they are. He's basically standing still when using his skill, and although you can power through some damage that Nightlords do to decent effect, you're not going to get the reward of like his headbutt or his big punch on them, because by the time that attack comes out, the Nightlord has already moved away. So it feels kind of frustrating and not fun in those moments to like constantly not get a hit out. Like if you time it just right, you can kind of get some of them where you're either sacrificing the damage mitigation for the hit or you're sacrificing the hit for the damage mitigation. Usually you don't get both out of his like character skill. And then his ult, although it can be really good for like clearing mobs or disrupting the flow of certain bosses against like the Nightlord, it's barely useful. You're not really going to get the attack buff from it because you'll hit it, you'll maybe hit the Nightlord, you'll do some damage, you'll do a little bit of stagger on it, and then it'll move away. And then you're not getting any benefit from being around the totem. Not only that, but the totem can be really buggy. I've had people like right underneath my feet that I was trying to lift up and res them, and they fall through the totem and they're like glitched inside of it, and then I can't hit them, I can't res them. Or if they're at the base of the totem because of it, like slide off at their base, because your weapons are so big, the hitbox is so giant, you'll find yourself hitting the side of the totem rather than hitting your teammate to res them. So it can be really buggy and really annoying. Not only that, but sometimes you'll use the totem near the end of a fight against a boss, and their reward will spawn inside of the totem, and then you have to wait for the thing to disappear before you can actually get the reward. And in a game where every second counts for getting items, for getting rewards, you have to move on to the next thing constantly. Like, having to stand there and wait to get your reward is not a good thing. So his totem, I feel like, is almost more of a hurt than a help most of the time, which is also kind of lame. Other than that, Raider has access to a lot of amazing weapons. Some of the best weapons probably in Nightreign, honestly, because the grafted blade, I've never come across it myself, but I've seen a post about someone using the grafted blade as the Raider, and it has an insane like passive skill in it where you can gain HP and damage based off of getting kills with it, and you can go nuts with it. So you can really pop off with Raider doing crazy damage and stuff. But the conditions have to be like just right, and you could kind of say that about any class. So anyway, we're gonna move on to now the Revenant, or the White Witch, as Aussie would say, the Revenant. Now the Revenant is one of the most unique classes in the game, I'll say. It plays differently than almost any other class because you're kind of managing more than just your like health and mana and stamina, your basic resource stuff. You're managing extra resources with her because you're managing your puppets or your spirits or family or whatever you want. Personally, I think Revenant is in B tier. I think she's the second lowest character. Like, Revenant can be amazing during a run. Like, while you're running around and you're grabbing things and you're fighting bosses, having that extra puppet, that extra spirit, especially like the big skeleton or the big like hammer spirit, can be great. You can absolutely bully bosses really hard with some of her extra puppets. Not only that, but they'll like draw aggro, they'll draw attention. So having her just while you're running around taking out camps and stuff can be really, really great. She also, her ult is really useful for just picking people up. Much like the bird, her ult's really good if people are at like 3 pips or whatever on the ground and you need like a desperate res to keep the round going. I rarely ever see people use her ult that effectively. I don't know, maybe it's on a really bad cooldown, probably because you get invincibility for a few moments too when she uses it, which would make it really good. But honestly, I find it to be mostly ineffectual. I find the bird's ult to be way more useful than hers. But hers is still in the same ballpark, so it's not bad. Like I said, her skill is really good during a run. She also has access to High Faith, so she can use a bunch of amazing incantations. Problem is I find incantations are among the hardest thing to find good ones in any run. You can find good sorceries fairly easily, and then any other class you'll find like a decent weapon to run with, but incantations is hard. Incantations are not easy. They when you find random drop incantations, most of the time they're not very good. When you get boss reward incantations, they're either absolutely amazing or pretty useless. So finding a good incantation run is tough. So more often than not, people just end up meleeing with her. And although her melee is okay, it's not nearly as good as any other class's melee, aside from Recluse, which is probably the worst melee. So she finds, like, most of the time she kind of is in this weird place in between being like really good and kind of ineffectual with her like basic attacking. So you rely on like your spirits and your ghosts and stuff to kind of like do that extra for you to kind of carry you a little bit. The downside is, and this is the main reason why I think she's the second worst character in B tier, is against Nightlords. Nightlords do a lot of damage and they're very mobile. So when you're summoning your spirit to like help you out, they'll either get blasted by a big AoE and almost immediately killed, or your spirit will just be racing after them trying to hit them and, you know, not finding a lot of luck with that. Kind of like a lot of other melee classes in this game, you run after the boss a lot. The difference is you as like a player can kind of wait and pick your moments to attack the Night Lord, whereas the AI puppet is just going to either stand still or run after the boss blindly. It really isn't going to do anything else. The only real upside to her having her in a Night Lord fight is the big skeleton puppet. If you plant it right on top of a player who's like down, it will help out a lot with bringing them up. And also her ult. Those two things are really useful against a boss. Other than that, she needs to have a good, like really good incantation, like seal, to be really effective against a boss, or just have some really good weapons in general, like anyone else. But I find she's probably the hardest character to have a really good run with. Every time I've played her, it seems to be like it's a struggle to really have something good happening. And whenever I have her in my group, in a team, I find that she doesn't end up doing a lot. I see her, the Revenant, go down a lot. I see the Revenant struggle to really do much of anything. So I think Revenant is probably the hardest class to play in this game, because having a really good run, it can be tough. But ultimately, I think her effectiveness is better than the Raider because of her skill and her ult, I think, are more useful overall. In general. Alright, next we have Recluse. Recluse is, I'd say, on the third highest up, underneath Iron Eye and Duchess. Recluse is an amazing class. Super fun. Probably, in my opinion, Recluse is the most fun class to play, but the most RNG dependent than anyone else, really. Her skill is really incredible. It's the hardest skill to learn because you kind of have to memorize what combos do what. And after you've played her a dozen or so runs, you'll just know off the top of your head which combos do what. Sometimes the triples can be a little tricky to remember, but the triples are almost always fantastic. So just throw them out there. The trick with her is to always be using her skill all the time. Like, don't try to save your combo, your cocktail for a specific moment unless you really feel like you have a really good one to use at a specific moment. For instance, like her ice frozen like storm one. That one you have to time maybe a little bit to really effectively use it, but for the most part you just want to always be throwing stuff out. Always be sucking up the magic, always be throwing out cocktails constantly, because that's her bread and butter right there. Her ult is okay. She the reason why I have her not above Iron Eye or Duchess is because I find her ult to be kind of frustrating. It's 9 times out of 10 when I use her ult, I end up getting hit right after I'm done. For whatever reason, the bosses and enemies like to time their attacks so that the second my animation is over, they hit me, and there's nothing I can do about it. It can be really annoying. A lot of times I'll ult and then immediately go down, and it's like, well, it was a complete waste. But it can be really effective. Like, for example, a lot of people think Comet Azure is amazing. Comet Azure, which if you're unfamiliar is the big laser beam magic, is bait. 9 times out of 10, it's not useful. You'll end up missing, you'll waste a lot of FP, and it doesn't do a lot of damage. But if you ult right before using it, every time it ticks its damage, you'll gain FP back. So you can actually have it ticking for a while, doing a lot of damage, and still keep it going. Problem is the enemy basically has to be standing still for it to be effective, and Nightlords almost never stand still, so you're rarely going to get any longevity out of Comet Azure. Your best bet is like Ronnie's Dark Moon, Renala's Moon, Stars of Ruin, anything that like tracks, like Ranker Call. Those ones are absolutely amazing. You can spam those, and the damage stacks up like crazy. So if she has like a good run with a good spell, like Stars of Ruin or Ranker Call or any of that, you're gonna have a good time with her, and it's gonna feel good. If you manage to luck out and get Rykard's Rancor, some bosses will absolutely get melted by that spell. It's insane. But like I said, it's very RNG dependent. 9 times out of 10 on runs, you're going to be getting Crystallian spells, you're going to get Crystal Burst, you're going to get a lot of Glintstone Pebbles, Carrion Slicers. You'll even get one absolutely useless spells like putting ice on your weapon, stuff like that. So it's really hard to sometimes you'll get a run where you basically have no good spells. You'll get like Magma Shot, and that'll be your best spell, which has got terrible range and doesn't do a ton of damage. So you'll be chasing the bosses around trying to shoot them with the Magma Shot. And just getting frustrated. So because Recluse is so dependent on the spells that drop for her, sometimes you'll just get nothing. You'll be using the basic staff for pretty much your whole run. It can be really rough. But those runs are pretty rare, and usually you'll get at least one really good spell that you can lean into, which makes her amazing. Like I said, her cocktail is super good. Super, super good. Plus, you can use any incantation, so if you've somehow managed to get an incredible incantation combo, you can just lean into that instead, which I've done before. A run I had the other day, I was leaning into incantations, even though I was fighting the Dark Drift Knight, which you want to get like lightning for. I got a seal that was Black Flame and Malekith's Black Blade, and I was just swapping between them and just doing crazy damage because the Black Blade was doing damage over time, and Malekith's like depletes your max HP. So I was hitting really, really hard with just those, and those aren't even like the best incantations. So you really have a lot of flexibility with Recluse, but like I said, it's very RNG dependent. Other classes, you're going to get daggers, you're going to get bows, you're going to get swords, so you're going to find something useful. You're going to get staves, but they might have shit spells, or the same spells over and over. Anywho, moving on to Executor. In my opinion, Executor is at the bottom of A tier. Now, I think I would put Executor higher, but he is very inconsistent. You have to. He is the skill ceiling character. If you're amazing with parrying, if you're really good with his parry, because his main skill is bringing out his blade and parrying like Sekiro. If you're really good at timing his parries, if you're really good at parries, you can negate so much damage, so many attacks. You can do really well and do a ton of damage back. He's also like the main katana user, so if you're like rolling 2 Rivers of Blood, you're rolling just a Rivers of Blood and a Serpent Bone or something, poison and bleed and stuff. You can stack crazy damage, crazy bleed, hit really hard. His ult is also very flexible and versatile, where you can use it for offensively and do a lot of damage, or defensively and just slap your teammates back up. Because you get so much extra health, you can kind of like have that flexibility to just like power through. The problem is when you're ulting in his big like monster form, you can get staggered and stunned, and that sucks. And you do have a health bar, which means that if you get hit by 2 really big attacks back to back, you'll just get knocked out of your ult like immediately. And getting staggered or immediately getting your ult deleted sucks. It feels lame. It's not a fun time, which is a really big bummer. And then once again, if you're not great with his parry, if you're not really good at using his skill, then you're not going to find a lot of mileage with that either, and you'll just feel kind of underwhelmed by playing him. Both offensively and defensively, you're going to feel like you're having a bad time, especially if you're like waiting and trying to time your parries rather than being offensive. It can feel frustrating to play Executor. and frustrating to play him well. Despite that, though, I feel like he's the second most played class in the game. Iron Eye, I think, is the number one, but I think Executor is number two because people really like the Sekiro parry aspect of it and just using katanas in general. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Executor. I feel like he has a lot of potential. Like if you have a really good Executor player who's great at parrying, knows what they're doing, goes for really good katanas, gets something indecent, he can be amazing. He can be like top of A, almost S, I would say, like on the cusp of S. But 9 times out of 10, when you're playing with an Executor, they're gonna be somewhere in the middle. That's why I put him in A. But yeah, that's how I feel about the classes in Nightreign. That's kind of my general overview, how I feel about each one and how they feel. Granted, experiences will vary depending on what you like to play and what you lean. If you play a ton of Revenant and you really learn how to like min-max with her, you can probably find a lot of, success with her. Same with Raider. Like, I found plenty of success with Raider. I ran a triple Raider run the other day against the final boss Nightlord of this game. Me and 2 other Raiders, and we absolutely dunked the crap out of him because we were just constantly jumping and power stance attacking him. All 3 of us around him. He could barely even move. He kept getting stunned over and over, and we were doing a ton of damage. So it's like you can have moments like that with any class in this game where you're just like, wow, that was super easy. But from my perspective, from like playing these classes as individuals and having a variety of runs, that's just how I feel in a general sense with each. Yeah, but overall, fun game, amazing game. Keep playing some more now that I've talked for like 45 minutes about this. We're gonna hop right in to some more Nightreign. Yeah. Everdark Sovereign will be available. Oh, okay, gotcha. It's telling. Okay, it's saying when the event ends for this guy. Oh, it's already over. We have Dark Drift now. Ooh, that's what we're after, huh? Okay, I kind of want to run Recluse for this. My success. So when I had success against the one thing they've done, shadow dropped, is these like souped up, powered up Nightlords that are even stronger and even scarier, like original. I ran it maybe 6 or 7 times fighting the Gaping Jaw, because that's what it was, the Gaping Jaw's powered up mode. And he was really rough. So I did several runs, kind of learned what he did and what the strategy was. And when I figured it out, I found some success with some characters, but the most with Duchess. I was like, Duchess has a lot of... Obviously, I think she's the best class in the game, but her mobility, the fact that she's a very mobile class and has so much damage, I felt like I was having the most success in, like, hurting that boss with her. So I'm like, I'm going to continue to stick with Duchess. And eventually, after like 2 or 3 runs of fighting that boss with Duchess, I actually got a win on it, beat it, which was great. You get a resource that you can only get, like fighting these enhanced Nightlords gives you a resource that you can only get by beating them. So I'm glad I got a win before that boss went away. But this is Dark Drift, so we want lightning, which means I'm going to be wanting to get incantations. I'm going to want like a lightning incantation. I don't need one. I can get away with not having a lightning incantation if I have a spell. Like I said, if I get Stars of Ruin, if I get like Ronnie's, so we'll see. We can find a light spear, just a basic lightning spear. A flame sentry, okay. It's not bad. Not great. Slicer. Grab this. Said I want to put it in my other hand. Punch someone. P. Probably won't. I'll probably end up dumping this weapon. This is just backup. Going? Oh. Slicer, crystal. The ancient dragon thing's okay, but the fact that it's limited range, not great. But definitely a decent one to have, just in case. It's a good like backup incant. But we are going to lean into incantations for sure, right? So we're going to be looking for passives that say improve incantations or improve charged incantations. Skill FP. Okay, easy. Doing holy damage, which is interesting. So we'll take it. Doing good damage. Sure. Nothing else useful. Oh, here we go. Good incantations. Take that. It's useful. Moving a little bit slower. There it is. Go. Alright, we can use this now. Oh, we're already encroaching in on. I'm glad to have fire, actually, because fire, I need a different... Where are we going? Stay away. He almost got me. Almost got me. Slower. Have an icon if it's knocked on it? I feel like it does. I need to check that right now. Shoot some. Going in this thing? There it is. Got item discovery. We'll do stamina. Where's the other guy? What's happening? Not gonna get. Fired a weapon. You need to like reduce spell cost. The icon does change. It actually does decent damage. See, regenerates FP. Care about. Where are we going? We gotta get to spy. Already cleared this one. Fine or wasting time. You have to keep moving. You cannot stand still. Well, actually, you know what would be big for is improved spellcasting speed. That would be. Did I even hit him? Thunderbolt. This spell I have right now charges a little bit too slowly. Duchess? Have a... Say, if someone has a stone sword key, great. Stop moving. Scale. Didn't go. I just been realizing we didn't go to any churches either. Not gonna get. Let's go back to. Not in a terrible spot right now. Gonna go try to go back. All right. Lucky thing about dying outside day 1, you can always go back for. There'll be a day 2. Fortunately, it's all too common. This game, when playing with randos, is if they have a bad moment, where, like, for instance, they die outside in the. It looks like they're not going to be able to get their runes back. Just leave. Which is, like, really... Like, just stick it around, you know? Just because you have one bad moment doesn't mean, A, you get your runes. You can on day 2. Just run back to where you died and get them. But also, it's like, you could have an amazing run for the rest of the run. You could find, like, a really great weapon, find really good passives, and just absolutely crush it for the rest of the run. So it's fine. I've beaten runs where the person has left prematurely, so I'm not gonna say that this run is over, because it's not. But at the same time, it is much tougher for a Duchess, or sorry, a Recluse teammate. Because getting someone back up as a Recluse is tough. Unless you have a really good spell to do it, or you have a good weapon, which I don't really have either. This could also be run into right here with this boss because it's Death Blight. It's so slow. Got death blighted. Oh, disconnecting. It's having connection issues. Oh, excuse me? I'm side dodging. That's where is he? Why can't I see? Where is he? You know what I'm saying about consistent damage? Iron Eye is the reason why we've done as much damage to this boss as we have. I've barely gotten any stuff to throw stuff. Getting any games on the Steam sale? You know, I haven't really looked. To go to what we really need to do, genuinely hit some churches. We haven't hit a single. We don't have any extra flasks. Not right. Also, my lightning, although my lightning can do a lot of damage, it's not the optimal thing for, because the charge is so slow. I need some increased spellcast time if I want to have a chance. I think a big mess would be Elden. Pissed. You send it to me on Steam, or I don't think I've logged into Steam in a while. What were you pissed about? What exactly pissed you off? Was it Elden Beast? Where are we going? Up here. Please. This spell ain't gonna cut it. Okay, improved charging. A boss that relied on summoning. I hate summoning. Oh. Felt that bosses relied on summoning. I hate summoning. I like specific strength, not by. I can see that. Elden Beast was kind of. This is fun. I agree. Bosses that do summoning, or like the duo fights, or any like of the fights that require that you're fighting as like the snail, but the snail summons like the Godskin duo. Really annoying. I see what you're saying. Oh, I'll just increase. That'll increase the damage of this cross. Nearly damage. Okay, now what? We go low, we go to church. We should really hit church. Also, if this is Bellbearing Hunter, yeah, I know people hate the Elden Beast as the final boss because you spend so much time doing it. Single one. Just stop moving. It is definitely really annoying to have to constantly chase down a boss to fight them. That's one of the main issues with this game, really. You spend too much time running after bosses rather than just fighting them. Okay. That's good. That's useful. Still not good enough. Priest spell likes the time. But we should go to this church. We should genuinely. On to no churches. That's right on the edge. So we should honestly hit both churches right now. I don't think this run is gonna end in success. My teammate using he's not using an electric weapon at all. All I have is this spell. Definitely. Against this boss, you need to stop. It's great. Like, ground explosions and ground swords and shit. Without electricity, you can't do. It's fine. We'll have a we'll fight the boss. We'll learn what it does. But having to do the run. Yeah. Well, if you're not a fan of that, you definitely would not be a fan of the DLC. Because the way the DLC works is it basically negates your stats. Like, your stats and your level mean nothing in the DLC because you have to get the specific consumable to, like, power yourself up to be, like, formidable for the DLC. Which a lot of people didn't like. But I think it was ultimately the right choice because it made it so that you can't just power through DLC at level 300. You actually have to, like, fight it like you normally, like, almost like starting from level 1 again. So I think it's interesting. It ultimately can feel a little frustrating, especially with a fully fleshed out build, to feel like you're doing. But I think ultimately it was. Let's see. I'm in the last second of the mission. Can you just, like... You want to play Stellar Blade? Okay. I've heard good things about it. I don't know if I'll ever play it, but definitely have. Really need spellcast speed. That's what's killing me. I have 2 mage towers with circle at the moment. Could hit at least one of them. I think both one of them has B, so choice. That would save. Probably still fail, but it's to have it. Is that where he's trying to go? Alright, 5 sips is better than 3 for sure. Is there an enemy out there? I'm trying to do that. Not seeing a moving stump. Seeing the chin. Not seeing. Must be the moving stump. Not seeing the extra. Stumps. Stump. Son of a. Okay. Go in there then. Don't see any of the telltale sign. Not gonna get it. Oh. One level's not gonna matter. It's this boss. I like the setup I have. Damage negation while casting spells is actually really useful for slow casts. Side is that cast doesn't come out. That's the point. Absolute. So let's go. Could have been premature. Should have seen what he sail. Sometimes he has a seal. What do you think of Death Stranding 2? I never played the first Death Stranding. I have no interest in it. It looks like just a fever dream to me. It's nonsense. It's just nonsense. Everything about it is just like silly. Just silly. I don't have a lot of desire to play Death Stranding. None of it seems interesting to me. The characters don't seem interesting. The story doesn't seem interesting. The gameplay of just walking around delivering packages doesn't seem interesting. It does nothing for me. Wish I could get into it. I know Lewis loves it. It's what he really gets into. It's just not for me. I like Kojima, and everything. You know, I love the Metal Gear Solid games, but I feel like Death Stranding is a step too far for me in terms of like, story. Ridiculous making stuff is happening in this game. Actually hit me. Charging attack. To hold him off from me. I hate how long to charge this crap. Being fully damaged with that, I suppose. Bosses. Yeah, it's weird. It feels more like an art piece and just like a homage to his actor friends rather than an actual like game. I never really got it. Never really been my thing. I'm definitely not gonna play the second one. To each his own, if that's what you're into, if you really like it, you know. Here. I have these shards, I don't know what they call ever. It's hard enough just getting a spell to come. We'll grab 2 of these. Honestly, I don't know what game on the horizon right now I'm looking to. I can't think of any. I want to play the Lies of P DLC. That's already out now, so I could play that anytime. And I will. Probably, because I'm going to try to stream Monday and Tuesday this coming week. Tomorrow will probably be more, Nightreign, or maybe even some Balatro or something, depending on how I'm feeling. Probably Nightreign. I just, this game a lot. But I think either Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to play Lies of P, play the DLC. Starts in Phase 2, we already know this because of the previous boss. Phase 2 sucks. Giant attack. This is going to be really hard to time my attacks because too short. Because I have to charge up so much. Come on. Not fast enough to that's it, GG. Yeah, there was no chance. If we had two teammates drawing it aggro, it would still be hard with that incantation, simply because the range is so bad and the charge time is so slow. Really just need regular old lightning bolt. We're going to run it back. Hopefully we'll have a teammate who sticks around. Hopefully we'll, like a bird, wilder, or a duchess, or some kind of melee class. If we have another recluse and they want to stay recluse, I'll swap over to duchess. Otherwise, I'm going to stay recluse. We have a wilder and a bird. Okay, I like this combination. This is a good combo. Chance of debating between bird and iron eye. In either way, it's fine. Just, you know, someone has to have lightning. The wilder really needs a lightning weapon. Bird is take it or leave it. If I could find lightning spear, that would be great. Absolutely have to do lightning. There's no, can't get around. For the Maw, we could get around doing poison simply because he's not that scary in like phase 2 in general. So for half the fight, it's not that bad, and poison doesn't him in phase 2 anyway. It's like we can get around with not using poison as damage, but Dark Drift have to have lightning. You have to stop his like swords. It becomes way harder. Okay, we got Scarlet Rot. We got a Rot Field, which is good. It's a decent buff to have. Not that hard to get either. Yeah, Aussie, are there any other like games you're looking forward to on the horizon here? Because I'm kind of out of the loop right now as far as like games coming up. Some attacks. People overlook these chests, but you some deep stuff. How about iron? Some of that rejection. It's rejection. That's why you need to open those things up, because you can find interesting things. You can find anything. That's what's happening here. If we could hit some churches, that would be fast, because churches are seals. Chance of me getting... Oh, it's a goal. Damage engagement spell. What spells does it have? Spell's absolutely terrible. Stone Sword Key? Nice. Stone Sword Key. Stones with. Then we should get that church over there. Though that is on the way to the place, so we could actually leave it for Graves reduced. Oh. Bell. Bell is solid. Solid backup if you don't spell. feel like extra 10% is better. Long run, that's gonna net me because this is the beginning of the. That's holy. We need light. There's a lightning one up here. So we did this. Granted, it doesn't matter. Silent. I mean, I could definitely. It's fine. Get. It's good for anyone. Or take that. Fighting it. Amazing. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. Sorceries. Well, we're leaning into incantations, but we're gonna go with incantations. This could be a mistake. Oh, up there. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. I mean, that was fine for him to ult right there. I mean, it's not a big deal that he did. It's just that, you know, as a fellow bird player, occasional player, I feel like using your ult for getting people up is basically what you have it for. It's not for damage. It's not for stagger. It's for getting your teammates up. Desperate situation. His cooldown isn't so short. And again, you can get like some relic stuff that charges your ult based on guarding, which is basically what you're doing all the time as the bird. So if you get a lot of guards happen, you can charge your ult a lot faster. I'm not gonna judge this bird until I see, you know, us in a desperate situation. Eat. Back in there. He ulted again. Okay, so his ult must be on the premium. That's a pretty quick to use his ult. He's like stuck. Not a lot of fire happening. Ooh, Stars of Ruin. Can't use it. Eternal Darkness is useless, but Stars of Ruin. But we need light. Wilder nearly died from. Kind of in a decent place. All bad. not leveled up yet, so I can't use that staff. Back it up. Back it up. That's it. Big bubble. Max HP. Big bubble cool. Big bubble not cool. Starve. But big bubble. So I'm gonna keep just blinking away. I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna lose all this FP, but I'm just gonna keep doing it. Ow. I almost thought that got me. Sure. Just to me, sure. Yeah, he's using his ult a lot, so I think he does have ult up on card, because he's getting his ult pretty regular. So where's our Wilder? Missing out on all of this. There he is. I'm gonna keep doing that. We're getting now 20% more for every enemy we kill, which is definitely gonna pan out much better than the 10,000. Stake there, jumping down. Hiding the edge here. Need to hit those lightning runes after this. Definitely gonna be probably close to max level by the time we get 3, which is great, but we need lightning range. It's a little lot if we don't. Staff. That way we get some free FP for it. Because the magic holy combo gives you free, basically free FP use for about 5 seconds, which is about enough for 2 casts of loose sats, which means I'm going to be big damage numbers for free before I have to work. Some boluses, which would give me a bit of a buff, but in front of it and punch it. Oh, that would be really good for either one of you if you get lightning. Are neither one of you grabbing it? I'm grabbing it though. If I get a lightning spell, it's gonna be big. Granted, I'm the squishiest, so I'm probably not the one who should be one of you, and the fact that neither one of you had any desire to grab it disappoints me. Should be doing lightning. But it'll all be worth it if I get lightning spear. Doesn't do a lot for me now, except means I take. Oh, it's holy? I thought it was lightning. I misread it. I thought it was the lightning spear, scorpion, because it's lighter colored, but it's holy, which means it's absolutely. Against this boss, at least. Would be great against Gladius. I don't know if we're gonna get like a souped up Gladius, but that'd be cool. Or a souped up Gilster. Whoa, 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 plant. Alright, well, we don't need the bell anymore because we got this going, which is great. I really want to waste this spell, but it's fine. Holy damage, please. And a beat. It's gonna hold. Cocktail. Someone? I'm gonna do some cool. He's gonna be dead before. Yeah, if you have someone in your team who does holy, you can consistently keep yourself from beat, and if you fix, that's good. Alright, we should go to the church. Then here. Back to the middle. We should go here. Should go here. Not straight to the middle. No, there's no, we don't have to rush over there. That can be like the last thing we do, because that's where the circle's going to close in on. We should go to the church. And we should go to the lightning. For real, what do you... I'll go. Kill the dog. Bird going. Bird's going. Go for also light cavalry. Care about. I mean, I get wanting to go to the rot area. I get wanting to kill whatever bosses have popped up in the middle. Those are what's gonna net you the most XP, right? I fully know it. Fully get it. But we need... Like, it... You don't have lightning? No. We cannot... We cannot go into the final one without lightning. I don't know what they're thinking, but you just need it. And the sad part is getting nothing. No, there's no point in me clearing this without them, because they're the ones who are going to get the lightning weapons. I'm not going to get dick from this. A lightning straight sword is not going to help me fight the final boss. It's them. It's really them who should be doing this. But whatever. I don't want to do it. I want to clear the middle out more. I want to go to the rot area. I get it. You see big farm, you want big farm. But big farm is not gonna... It's not a guarantee against souped up Nightlords, you know? And Bird is dead. Well, I'm far away, so I can't help you. Where are they even? Are you fighting? Fighting up top. They're fighting. They want to fight the rest of the crew. Or whatever boss is on. Guard counters. The bird. That's fine. Not gonna. It seems someone's doing bad. Oh, it's the bird. He's doing. I get it. Really get the desire to get all of these. I do. Being max level when it feels good. But if we're not doing any lightning damage, guaranteed. Guaranteed. This is one of those moments where, like, communicating with your teammates would. Sucks is that no one is really doing bully anymore. It's gonna be hard to keep my FP flowing. Very cautious. I mean, that's great if I have a lightning weapon, which I don't. They're doing. Where are we going? Plan here. Where? Planning to run to the rot area, the complete opposite direction. He's leading the charge, he's leading the way. And he's not doing a bad job, but it is a bit questionable. We can only hope that one of the bosses, this rot area, drop a lightning seal for him. Nope. Really don't understand. I mean, we even got a lightning camp, which you're not even guaranteed to get. You're not even guaranteed to camp with the boss's weakness. Sometimes you just don't at all. The fact that we have one and we're just ignoring it is baffling to me. I mean, it's not a guarantee that we lose without the boss's weakness. But for me, this boss specifically is way harder without it. And I'm gonna be getting downed like crazy because I'm not moving around a lot. I'm standing still half the time, casting spells, which is really bad if the boss powers up. But we'll see. I mean, I don't see this Wilder and Bird popping off in terms of like damage, so I don't. Skill is not spell, and yeah, spell FP reduction. That'd be nice. Really don't have much of a synergy money at all. Actually, we barely even have items. Period. I've got a lot of passives happening, but like almost no items. A lot of rune generation is what I have. I think is. I also have a lot of max HP apparently. Got a lot of max HP. This is the most max HP I might have ever seen on the Recluse. Alright, now what? What's the plan, Bird? What boss are we taking out? Get away from here. Okay, sure. Pray to God we get something lightning. Draconic? Oh, chance. Chance. Crazy chance here. Keep thinking he's gonna breathe fire on me. There it is. A really boring cocktail because all we're doing is collectively doing. As long as I keep doing this, though, stay flush with FP. Dodge. I was lucky that the rock was a lots of DPs there. Okay. Have to take it. It's the only thing decent. Pray to God they got some decent lightning stuff. Genuinely. Bleed stuff. It's not. Where are we going? For real. Why are we standing still? You can see now from first hand, though, why Stars of Ruin is so good on Recluse. Because you can just keep the hits coming constantly. Just constantly dumping magic damage. And if you have a teammate who's doing Lee, you can really, really abuse the FP stuff. Are we clearing this camp? Uh-oh. It's inflict. What? Rot produced Mist of Scarlet. That's interesting if you're trying to rot a bunch of things, but not really. Barely. It's the bell-bearing hunter. Oh, everyone's best friend. Oh, he's got the blood. He's got the frickin' blood spear. Cool, but not really the. It's not. It ain't it for this place. I know I'm just like pouring the damage into you, but please stop. Ooh, Rancor Call. But I like Rancor Call. Ultimately, I think it's slightly better than Stars of Ruin because of A, FP management, and B, you can kind of just set it and forget it. The downside is that it's not a charged spell, so you don't get any benefit from charge. Not that I have any of that going on. Okay, we're level 14. I feel like it's pretty much a guarantee I'm going to be at level cap after this. It's just going to be down to avoiding shit because it doesn't like shit to grab the light. Or fighting Dancer, okay. You think you like Nightreign? I think if you like Elden Ring, and instead of dealing with the navigation issues, with trying to, it's basically bite-sized Elden Ring, where the majority of what you're doing is fighting bosses and getting interesting builds. Like, it's definitely fun, I will say that. I thoroughly enjoy Nightreign, and it's kind of got a lot of aspects that I really like about Souls games, which is just doing different runs and different builds. Usually you have to invest like 40 to 60 hours before you see any kind of build come online. So you're investing a lot of time and effort to try something different. If you really just want to like cast spells, or you just want to bleed, instead of having to be like, okay, well I need to spend 20 hours clearing these dungeons to get this build online, it's just, hey, I'm gonna switch and play Executioner for this run because I just want to use katanas and make things bleed. Or I really want to use spells this run, I'm gonna use Recluse and just cast some spells and see how I like that, So I'd say for that reason alone, it's great. I'm gonna do some to it or something. Burning through FP. Far away. Let's hit. Spin. The fireball. Still on me? Group dodging is so nice with Recluse. I mean, we were not melting him, and I have to manage my FP really hard. Not seeing it. We're, like I said, we're hitting level cap, which is cool. Doesn't happen a lot, and it's nice. But the fact that we don't have a single bit of lightning damage to do. I'm just gonna toss this. Useless for me. Good, that's all I can do. Shield is kind. I got really good. This is increased. Oh, this is almost like the best possible roll for this weapon. If I had Ronnie's Moon or Renala's Moon as the R2, this would literally be perfect for this freaking weapon. Alright, here we go. This is going to be a struggle. This is 100% going to be... So we all have a res available. Because, I mean, imagine we all got the white. So then again, he got the trident, so he may not have one. The frickin'... Does he have... Yeah, the frickin' Wilder has increased FP. Thankfully my fireball's on, so I basically regenerated. No one's got lightning, so... Really? That actually hit me? I was like on the outside. See what I'm saying about having no lightning is bad? That's completely... I don't even think I hit him, he's too far away. I meant to do that, yeah, I didn't even hit him. I have so much health, this is... I'll come out, thank you. All things considered, we're actually kind of doing okay despite having... Yep. Can't be standing still when that comes. Look at how ridiculous this is. We're not even on phase. Oh, there it is. Oh. Please leave me alone. That's not what I meant. Really? Sip. This would be so much easier if someone just did like... I also messed up now. After me. I'm not doing anything. What's happening? I don't like it. I really don't like it. I don't know what's happening. I hate it. Or just a huge nuke. way too prematurely. And he missed. We're actually doing okay, but I think we're pretty much out of resources. That's 3 pips. That? Oh wait, the bird. The bird's 3 pips. Okay, this is bad. For me, he's. Standing on top of each other. So bad. I was like, I just need to evade this attack, and then I can get my health and mana back. It's done. I mean, I have my Winding Grace up, which is nice, but it's not going to be enough. I'm the only one who has one, and they're both at 3 pips. We're pretty much done. Lock onto him. No sips. There's a chance. We would have won if any of us had lightning. Guaranteed. Because I bet you can knock him out of his big ultimate blast with lightning damage. But because for some reason they wanted to avoid the one lightning camp. Sad. Sad, because that was a really good run. Even without me getting like a lightning incantation, like... place that run. If the Wilder had lightning swords, we would have been in. We would have blasted through the first phase and we would have probably won. 2 key areas of failure there. No lightning, and the fact that the bird player was misusing his ult constantly. I was like, it's fine. He's throwing it out there against these bosses and no one's going down. Not a big deal. But in that fight right there, I mean, I didn't see him use his ult except for one time. And the one time he used it, the Wilder had 1 pip, which means you should not use your bird ult for one person on pip. You just walk over and hit them twice with your halberd and they'll get up. Might even have been 1 hit with the trident. Like, it was a non-issue there. He should not have ulted. And the fact that he ulted and then missed, even worse. It means he was using his ult purely offensively, which should just not be doing that. And the fact that he never held it earlier, you should always hold your ult as bird, because you grant your teammates invulnerability, you heal them, and not only that, but it counts as blocking as well. So if the enemy is hitting you while you're in that stance, you're getting all the benefits from blocking. So if you get like health on block, if you get like ult charge on block or whatever, you get all of that if you're being hit while you're holding. You pretty much should always hold your ult as bird. So I think those are the two major sources of failure there. If the bird was using their ult more intelligently, would have been fine. For at least for some of that fight. But, yeah. That was rough. That was a rough time. But, truth be told, Dark Drift is really hard to play with bird, because Dark Drift does a lot of big AoE attacks and ground attacks. So it's hard to, like, constantly stay shielding with bird when you're getting hit from behind all the time or below. But even saying that, you can play bird effectively against Dark Drift. I think my first win against Dark Drift was with a Guardian, so... You know if they'll add more characters? 100% yes. They've already said, they've already released that when the DLC comes for this game, and as far as we know, there's only going to be one. We don't know anything about any possible future DLC, but we know for a fact there is going to be one DLC for sure, and the DLC is going to add at least one character and at least like 3 more Nightlords. It could be more. It could be 2 or 3 characters. It could be like 5 or 6 Nightlords. We don't know how many bosses they're adding to the game. Yeah, it's not confirmed exactly how much is being added in the DLC. We know the DLC is going to add stuff. And definitely at least one character. So. The thing is no one has ever said that this game is a live service, and no claims have ever been made about this being a live service game, but it has all of the feeling of a live service game. Like, everything about this game screams that it should be a live service game. Because you could constantly add in new bosses, new skins, new classes. You could constantly add things to this game that would make it feel like a live service. But the thing is I don't know if they will, because for one, FromSoft has never ever done anything like that. For another, they probably are thinking that if they do something like that, they could be engendering some ill fan base, because live service games aren't exactly the most respected games. Because usually live service games, and the whole goal is to just part you from your and keep you constantly shelling out bucks to get the new battle pass or whatever. And FromSoft has never been like that. They've always been a one and done with DLC, and have never tried to milk a game or lightning claws for you, and light. Really? So I think the likelihood of this truly becoming a live service game is small. I'm only level 1, by the way. Probably not the smartest. Touch me, I'm a baby at level 1. Oh, he. Yeah, that's why we shouldn't be here. Got him. Got him up. It's time for the now. Or the Duchess. Oh, he smacked me with the horn. It hurts. You have an ult? Is really bad. This was not the place to come to at level 1. Not gonna lie, I'm very tempted to leave right now, because a poor decision like this could really set us back. Like, really bad. Granted, it's like I didn't lose a level because I'm level 1, which is not a big deal, but we don't have the damage, we don't have the resource to really like this. Oh, I didn't get it. Like, we could do this if we just picked off the stupid Wilder. What about me going down? Just I'm level 1. It means The main reason why this is bad, what we're doing right now, is because of time. We're wasting a lot of time right now, and we're not going to get enough out of it for it to be worthwhile. Especially since no one on our team is a wilder. We're not even going to get, like, good drops. God. There are 3 pips. There's no trying to get. Get hit by my spell. See, they. Honestly, I think I'm gonna. Because what we're doing right now is terrible. Which sucks, because I don't like quitting out. There should be no quit penalty if your teammates have already left, but there is, and I'm honestly a little bit afraid of the quit penalty in this game. I've already left a couple of matches that basically this exact same happened. And I know from firsthand experience. So back in the day, let me tell you a quick little story. So back in the day, Dark Souls 2 comes out, right? And I'm not a huge fan of Dark Souls 2, but I played it through all the way beginning to end on stream, by the way, back in the day. You probably remember, probably around. I played Dark Souls 2 from beginning to end all on stream, the original Dark Souls 2. I never played any of the DLCs. Fast forward like a couple years, maybe even 1 year. I actually can't remember how far it was. But a different version. Play Duchess if you're. Fast forward a little bit, and Scholar of the First Sin comes out. Scholar of the First Sin is Dark Souls 2, but it's all-encompassing. It includes all of the DLCs, and it actually changes things. It changes some enemy layouts, it changes some bosses, it changes some encounters. I think it changes some item placements too. So it actually like changes the game significantly enough that it's different from the original Dark Souls 2 and the DLCs. I pick up Scholar of the First Sin, I think for real cheap, and I'm gonna play it with Lewis online. Right? Me and him are gonna play together because it's like we never played the first one together. I don't think he really even cared about the original, but it's like we know about 2, we've played enough of it. We're gonna play together now and have like a co-op playthrough because we don't really care as much about this game and experiencing all the shit, you know, by ourselves. So we're playing together and we're in the first area of the game. We're like at the very beginning of the game and we're like trying to link up with each other and just play together, you know, right? And so we're like putting our signs down, we're summoning each other, and then we'll play together for about 5 minutes and then one of us gets disconnected. Don't know why, for no reason, just because they're having, you know, like, issues with it. And this isn't when the game first came out. This was like a little while into this game being out. So it's not like it was having like beginning opening day problems with the connection or any of that stuff. It's literally like they shouldn't have any issues with connectivity. So we get disconnected. Not a big deal, kind of annoying, but whatever. So we keep trying to join up on each other. We're joining up on each other again, trying to connect to each other again. Play for about 10 minutes, get disconnected. We're like, okay, this is really annoying, but we're gonna kind of tough through it. Maybe it'll like fix. One of these times it'll fix itself. You know, Souls games, like FromSoft games, are like peer-to-peer, and they don't have the best connectivity. You know, we've played almost every Souls game together. We kind of know that there's some frustrating connectivity issues sometimes. You gotta kind of finagle stuff. So we keep playing, we keep getting disconnected. We maybe get disconnected, I'd say, about 4 to 5 times within the span of terrible. We get disconnected about 4 to 5 times in the span of maybe like an hour while we're trying to connect and play together. And then one of the times where we're trying to connect, we're trying to play, and we get a message saying that we've been banned. That we've been permanently banned from playing Dark Souls 2 online. That we can no longer play with each other. From no fault of ours, we weren't intentionally disconnecting from each other. We weren't intentionally like trying to do some shenanigans, but because we kept getting DC'd from each other, the game thought we were trying to pull some stuff and disconnected us and constantly disconnected us to the point where the game thought we were up to no good and was banning and just banned us. Permanently banned us. So we could no longer play Dark Souls 2 together, even if we wanted to, which we just kind of laughed it off because we didn't really care that much to begin with about it. But at that point, we were like, you know what? The game doesn't want us to play, period. So we're just done. Yeah, it was absolutely insane. Like I said, we just kind of laughed it off. We thought it was ridiculous. We were pissed about it a little bit, but it's just like at the end of the day, we didn't care that much about Dark Souls 2 or even playing that game. It was just like because we've never done it together, just an experience to have. And that was it. I've never gone back to Scholar of the First Sin, never touched it ever since that point because of that whole experience. So you can believe me when I say that I am kind of scared of disconnecting from Souls games online intentionally. So like DCing from these, like leaving the matches, after 4 or 5 times I could be permanently banned and never get a chance to play online again, which would suck. See what I'm saying about Duchess being kind of disgusting a little bit? I was just able to basically backstab lock that guy, freeze him with frost, and then just double that damage with my skill. Duchess can help melt things like nothing else. Granted, if we had a Wilder with us, or a Leader, it would be that much more gross. But because we have a Recluse, it does this damage stacking doesn't seem as nuts. Because it's harder for me to predict when the Recluse is actually going to... We shouldn't fight this thing. It's on the edge of the map. Oh my god, we just melted this thing. Okay, maybe we're on bleed. We don't need bleed, we need light. Which is this, but this is a big weapon. It's too big for me. I'll go with the fit. Because then we'll do extra light. Ben. Where are we dropping? See? Who's that? Who marked this? Victor? Vectier? Iron Eye. Iron Eye marked it. He knows. Go straight for lightning. Get lightning. Lightning is #1 priority. Everything else, all other camps, all this bullshit, far less important than just having a solid lightning weapon. Because if you have that, good. It makes a significant, almost more than any other Nightlord. This Nightlord, it's a huge difference having lightning. In front. There it is, right there. I could also cast spells too by finding staff, but I don't know if you're going incant, if you're sticking with sorcery, but you should still have that just in case you find a good lightning engine. Two is your second DS game. You mean as Second as far as like your preference, like as your ranking, or you mean it's the second Dark Souls game you played? Because if Dark Souls 2 is your second favorite Dark Souls game behind 1, that's a crazy ranking. That's probably the most insane ranking I've ever heard for Dark Souls. Where did he go? Where am I? Where am I going? I thought I was going to where the Iron Eye is, but oh right, we are doing this camp. What am I doing? This is where we're supposed to go. I just got confused because I was like, I'm by myself here. Where is everyone? But yeah, if that's your ranking, that's nuts because people who are like Dark Souls 2, who actually like Dark Souls 2 at all, usually it's their favorite Dark Souls. You already killed? Well, you already killed the thing. Ooh, lightning claws. Cool. Thanks for that. I didn't even see it. I'd rather do daggers are better, but lightning claws is still really. We should do them. Get second. This camp, which I hope. I mean, granted, I might be okay with just me doing lightning damage, but better. The more of us that have it, the better. Iron Eye's just clear by himself. Finish. Magma Surge Sprint. That's interesting. Never seen that before. Take that. Only damage negation is not bad, but it's not really. Should be what I should be rolling. As much affinity up as I can do. Critical hits. Critical hit and right now we have heal as passive that we're holding. Dump that in. This Iron Eye doesn't like to mark locations very much. He just kind of goes. Now he wants to go to the. I think, which is good. Should go. He's got his head on a swivel. We'll say that. Not standing still. Oh, it's here. If he ults, I will I'll use my skill here. What? Why are you exploding? Why is everyone exploding? This is bad. We should have gone in the mine. This thing was a mistake. He's still winning. He's still inside. It's alright. That's a death trap. You're gonna lose your sure inside of it. Eat it out. Sip left. Too bad. We actually came really close to killing that thing. If they wouldn't have gotten downed like that, we probably would have. Wish I had daggers instead of these clubs. The animation is faster just using them. I feel like I could as her, but it's fine. Make it work with this. Prefer to be at level 8. Wait, what are my abilities? Stupid lightning. Ram. It's hilarious. Some stupid skill. It is. Should clear as many ads as you can. Erasers are like actually hitting. See here? The weird. I've actually never fought in this spot before. I mean, if jump there. Snap. Spot. I thought there was a. It's right there. I ran the wrong way. Please grab. Grab, please. Well, the good news is that my body is literally right outside the area, so I'll just grab it. On the way out. After we beat this boss and the rain's done, I'll come back grab it. It's only 7,000, which is a big deal, but just bad luck there. Does something. Could go back to my dagger, actually. I think I might. Should be centipede. I go back to my dagger. Got the frostbite, so ooh, she got that. That's big damage. Okay, well, we're hitting pretty hard. The fact that we almost killed that elk, actually, is a testament to how strong. Do FP on successive, that's actually pretty good for Duchess. That way I can keep using. I can keep using, like, her frost skill and stuff. Consistently use her FP skills. Because I'm going to be hitting, generating. Not the crab. Crab doesn't have. No, he doesn't. I need a crab. Where are we going? Going to that boss. Lucky. I don't think I have any runes that start me out with attack. Like, could force myself there. What's this? take it. Going back for the... Going back. That's what it is. Oh, it's you. She's using like the ghost flame explosion. That's what is happening. It's hold. That's actually what attacks heal. And I don't really need Tamara. Not that I need Tamara. Definitely don't. Thinking I would have HP attack. Successive attacks generating B. Okay for now. Okay for now. How'd you get frostbite? Just I can't see because my... Really? Oh, God. Ow. That's just funny. Well, now we have to reuse runes to break the curse, which... Go back in, and he's gonna hit the second. Hit. Can't bleed, so not much damage. Also, his hitbox is kind of wonky because some of my attacks. Oh, this would be great if we were fighting. What's his face? We were fighting. Bruh. I guess we could do because technically it's around. Wants to pay their room. I can. Either not, but I can't pay. It's I didn't have it. Mounted that tree. It's interesting. Should I be the one? Fuck. Oh, I don't have enough. We need 35? Dude, it was like 25 in the past. Or like 15. Oh. Yeah, I don't have enough. I literally don't have enough. So you get the symbol of avarice from your deal? wondered how you get that. Damn. The Ghost Flame is it's great for now, but it ain't gonna carry us against the boss. Take that, please. Take that, please. God, I'm trying to give this to you. Yeah, sorry, I don't know. Finish what my thought was about Dark Souls 2 thing. Usually people who actually like Dark Souls 2, it's their favorite Dark Souls game. And the rest of us who don't really like Dark Souls 2, it's like at the bottom of the list. Usually it's at the top of the bottom. I've never seen someone like Dark Souls 1 the most and then Dark Souls 2 second. Ooh, that would be great. I don't have any. Take that, don't take it, I don't care anymore. I'm carrying it. Don't want it, just leave it. This is for me. Is Holland. I've also learned that there are alternate paths to get up there. From another person I played with who went across the rooftops instead of going down the sewer. Which is interesting. I find this way is a very direct path, and I think I prefer it. But it was interesting that you can go. The man's running like... doesn't stop. It's like, oh, we're trying to keep up, but you don't stop moving. He leaves the game right now. You're fighting the Black Knife? Guys? I'm stuck. Literally stuck in between. Fighting this thing for no reason. Where are we going? So that we're also taking a really weird path. Okay, they're going to Astal, which makes sense because Astal's the to do. I hate fighting Astal. Really hate fighting Astal, especially in this room. We haven't hit churches. Swapped Frostbite. I don't know if actually stay away. what? I totally jumped. Go. I thought for sure you could jump that. I always thought you could jump it. As you can't. Okay, we got it. Got the thing. Got the thing and the thing. Thingy. Not great. Have to. On the off chance I don't actually make it out of this city, well, I'm not gonna lose a level. Be level 9 when I could be level. Tough. Well, actually, the edge. There we go. Okay. On. It's gone. Barely stood there. Take out this guy. Not feeling super confident about this run. Didn't get yeah, grab it. Achievement. Turn your. We already have one. No wonder, you already have it. What are you doing? You're upgrading stuff. You got the thing, I didn't get it. Might have been able to. Oh. It's unsafe inside of them, that close to the edge. Useless. Okay, well, I mean... Oh, this is... I mean, our Recluse's claim to fame here is the Ghost Explosion, which is, I mean, might be able to get 1 or 2 of those against this guy, but in fact, his Dark Drift Knight, much. He is extremely agile, extremely mobile, and in his 3rd phase, he's like shooting arrows at you from a distance. Like, it's... Feels good. Can you please stop teleporting, telefragging? Not regenerating near HP as I thought I would. Successive attack. That's interesting. Wow, that's crazy. I'm learning something new for the first time right now. Because I turned us invisible, the phantoms started attacking the boss, and now they're fighting each other. That's crazy. Wow, that's something I'll have to keep in mind when I play dungeons. Frenzy while walking. We're 2 flasks shy of full drinks. Might be the only one with a lightning weapon. Lightning jack. Poison. Poison and holy. Lightning. Obviously, you're just doing spells, so I can't blame her. Oh, well, she has the Regal Scepter. That's so good. Alright, well, it's up to me then. It's up to me to disrupt the boss's nasty stuff. Right, well, with my jank, super jank build here, which is not great. Be a little bit better if I had gone into the mine and got that big stone. That's not gonna make or break the difference. What's gonna make or break the difference is if I can stop attacks from happening. But I don't think I do burst damage. I really needed someone else to be doing it. Sure, we can really stop those attacks from happening, but I'm gonna throw myself at him, see him do it. I could try to be greedy and do frostbite on it. I don't. Well, no, I'm gonna try. Don't think I'll get it. I don't. Try. Go. I think I'm just gonna keep the claws equipped because that was close. Too early. Still there. Powering up, I forgot. Ground. I must have been in Nightreign. That was almost so clean. I almost dodged through all of that. Because of Duchess's amazing ability to dodge. Actually. Really? Okay, so note to self, if he's doing spin attacks, he'll hit you from directions. Well, I can't do lightning damage to him that far, so... She missed. I'm so far away. I didn't know how big the range of that junk is, so... Tempted to ult offensively here, but I'm gonna save it just in case. Oh, you did not. Woohoo! Trying to get in there and do damage, but I cannot get to him. No! Please, man. I'm popping all of my items here, and I'm just trying to do damage to you. I can't even get near him. Still saving my ult. Don't think it's appropriate to do that. God. Stop with the spinning. Spin the win. Sips. Still saving my ult, just in case. Did my skill even work? Oh no, my skill even worked there. Don't worry about me, just get out of the blast. Please, please, please don't. Get out of the blast. Don't waste your FP. Smack with the big hand. Might have to use my ult offensively. I made the choice. I just really cannot get in there. For the second half of that fight, I basically did nothing. Well, I won't say I did nothing. I evaded a lot of attacks and drew his focus several times. Good thing Recluse got that really good scepter, because I thought it was coming down to Ghost Flame, and I was like, that ain't gonna come. I don't know if anyone else was doing any lightning. I feel like it was only me. Thankfully, I was able to stop all of the places where lightning came. But frickin' A, trying to stay on him and do damage to him in that second phase as a melee character is so infuriating. You just can't. He already moves around like crazy, which is really annoying. But the fact that his like spinning attacks hit all around him, it's like you have to stay away from him. And when he's done, he just goes right back into an attack and run. Like, when do I have time to slap him? Almost never. You really need like some kind of ranged attack for the second part of that fight, because it is just not fun. But hey, pull out a win with Duchess again. Just carry both times. I feel like it did a lot for us in that. Glad that I let them play. I mean, glad that I swapped off to play Duchess and didn't try to double up Recluse or anything. Not really any drops though, but get some more resource that we can spend to get some. Well, I'm glad that we got a W. We pulled out a. That was gonna be the last run. This is almost 9 o'clock. I'm glad that it was a win. I stand by what I said about Duchess. Duchess is the best character. I mean, if you just look, you play back and you see when he's attacking me with all of his attacks. I'm not even really timing my dodges there, maybe a little bit, but most of the time I'm just mashing circle because of her ability to dodge twice in a row. Like, her dodging is just so good. If you're paying attention, it's really hard to as Duchess. Okay. What do we want? Grab Duchess's stuff. Duchess's stuff, or maybe I only grab Duchess. I think I only grab. What do we got? Max stamina, attack power of affinity, defeat. This fills me. Not bad. Not great. Free stamina is bad. Affinity. I feel like, I mean, I'm gonna grab this either way. But I should grab it. I think we picked up the Duchess's, which is cool. I like this, but I end up not using it. Truth be told, improved critical hits is not. Everyone's trying to get the critical hit, so the chance of you were high. And her skill cooldown, I feel like, is you don't need to use it as often as it comes up quickly enough. So you don't spam it. And the critical backstab thing is cool, but like I said, it's useless against any boss, really. Very few bosses. It's useless against all Night. This is not bad. Tempted to grab this. Right, FP up with 3 staves and permanently up. It's a sorcerer. But then again, FP. Smartly, you never really have to worry about it. This is good though. I might grab this for Guardian. This is like everything. This is everything you want. Reflect, generating ult from guarding, and extra stamina so you can guard more. I think we're grabbing that. What else do we have? Don't need that. Poison, ultimate game, +3. Also really, I'm probably keep looking. Not great. Honestly, having his ultimate be out for longer is actually not that good. Some situations it's really bad. Or is that kind of sure not really that good. This is okay, but it really depends on how you're playing. Character skill boosts attack, but attacking drains HP. That's interesting. Guarding. That's a decent one. This is actually decent because if you're focusing on pair, it's actually not bad at all. What do we have? Costumes. Stuff for. Attack power permanently increased for your average jail. This one, everyone is saying is really. Pick this up because people who I've seen post online, people like who focus on Everjails, you can get a big increase in damage. Do a lot of Everjails. If you're playing solo, I can see that being a thing. Sure, because then you can take the time to pick out Everjails and go for Stone Sword keys specifically, and you can use a couple relics that give you like more than one Stone Sword key. See that being good. And run with other people. Everyone's running willing. Usually, I would say you do 1 to 2 Everjails, 3 at like the most, and that is like if people are really on the ball with Stone Sword keys and someone's starting with one. I think 3 is the most I've ever done in a run, which would only be a 15% increase in damage, but 90% of the time you're doing 1 jail with a 5% increase. I feel not. Improved stance breaking with two-handing, improved initial standard attack. It's very vague. Initial standard attack means one-handed R1 attack with your basic weapon. Low extra HP for low improved investigation HP +3. This is good. For a Revenant maybe really focusing on casting all the time. I think we're gonna grab this. There's a world where I do use it. And Iron Out. You can also get a chalice now. Duchess's other chalice, blue, red. I probably do consider Duchess to be. Originally, I thought Recluse was, and I do play Recluse a lot, but there are some people who have way better runs and just seem to do way better as Recluse. But Duchess, I always feel like I do really well. So I think I'm to grab this other chalice here. As the other Nightlords roll out, beat them, we'll have more resource, which we can use to grab more chalices, more relics and stuff. other characters. Right now, I think with Duchess, I'm rolling priest crit stuff. Baron. Oh no, I'm running Frostbite, which is good. Rolling the increased affinity, which this one is beating enemies while ours ups attack power. I might swap that because it probably ups it temporarily. It's not permanent, which means. What was that? It's yellow. I think yellow was. If we leave this, I think this is good. I think this is just good. Swap this out. Averaging. This one's Horford style. Not that many. Dragon calls. Power. Sword. Yeah, there's not really anything good. Blue is definitely out. Just we need a yellow. Well, we have yellow. Tag. Actually, not bad. Good for. That green one. I do backstabs. It's all about crits, though. I don't know. Just attack. Skill, dex, and intelligence. I already have that. What is it on? Improved skill attack. I don't think they stack, so probably. Post damage. Poison. Bad one. Actually. Then if I'm quick, I can regenerate HP. Ultimate gauge +3. Well, I don't know. It just means my ult charges, which could be good. You know what? For now, I think I'm going to use it. We're going to give it a try. We could be using time of extra and our crits hit more. Yeah, this might not be a bad combo, honestly. But we're not. We'll try it out next time. Tomorrow when we play, we'll use Duchess on like our first run, and we'll give it a try. Maybe we'll run the boss again, the same dude, and see what happens. Maybe better. Because Baron, honestly, I only fought when I beat the Baron the first time, the upgraded Baron. I was done because I was like, fighting him is just kind of annoying. Because the second phase in the upgraded fight creates this whirlwind, so you have to run all the way out, find a Spirit Spring, jump back in, and then try to fight him in this smaller arena, or else you die essentially. And sometimes someone will be outside of it and he'll chase them, and then it's like you're just standing there waiting for him to come back only for him to finally come back inside. Then it goes down, and then he does it all over again. So it became really tedious to fight him. I kind of don't want to keep doing this fight. A, because people don't really know what they're doing, and they just die outside of the circle all the time. B, because it's really tedious, and can't really like bank on affinity to help you out there. Poison doesn't really do anything in the second phase. Well, it doesn't do anything the whole fight except add extra damage. But Dark Drift Knight, I feel like I could fight again and find success multiple times, as long as you have people that focus on using like lightning and have at least one Iron Eye. I feel like you need an Iron Eye or a Recluse. You need some person for that fight. Anywho, I'm gonna call it now. Nice being back. It was nice streaming again. Fun. This stream. I'll be back tomorrow, same time. Definitely check out the starters interested in this game or what characters to play or just want to hear my thoughts about how characters are in general. I played this game for 60 hours now, so I have a fair amount of information about this. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. Take it easy.